We are back, baby. Welcome to Taylor's Cold Take Season 2, Episode 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It has been quite the absence, to say the least, but we're going to get right into this. NFL starts in just a couple of days, and I am ecstatic. I am so pumped up. College football did not do me well this weekend, but I have the NFL now, and that's what we're going to rely on. And we are going to hop right into this with my division predictions for the year. We're going to start off with the NFC, starting off with the NFC North. It's going to start down in the bottom with the number 4 team in the NFC North this year. For me is the Chicago Bears. This team is just bad. Offensive line is horrible. Defense has crumbled from what we once knew it was. And Justin Fields is incredible. His only weapon is Darnell Mooney. But this team is not good. They're not going to be able to compete with the other teams in this division. Offensive line worries me to an extreme extent. Now moving to the number 3 team on my list. Not on my list. Number 3 team for me for the NFC North. The Detroit Lions. I am very, very high on this team for a number of reasons. I love Dan Campbell. Love him to death. I believe he's doing amazing things with this team. And I believe what he's building, the culture he's bringing, I think this team will be good at some point. Not right now, though. But I do love what they're doing. I could see them winning some pretty big games this year. But for right now, they're my 3rd place team for the NFC North. Now moving to the number 2 team for the NFC North, I have the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers is not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. He is staying right where he is, and he's going to continue to dominate no matter how high he is or on what psychedelic path he is on. He's going to dominate you no matter what. He may not win the division, but he's still Aaron Rodgers. He's the 2nd place team on my NFC North predictions. Now moving to the number 1 spot, that means I have the Minnesota Vikings. I am extremely high on the Vikings this year. I believe they're going to have an explosive offense, and I believe that defense is going to do incredible as well. Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in football. Yes, I am not joking. He is. If you think otherwise, you are wrong. Justin Jefferson is going to have one of the best wide receiver years I think we might ever see. And I believe they're going to dominate, and they are going to win the NFC North. Now moving to the NFC South, starting with the 4th place team, I have the Atlanta Falcons. This Falcons team is not good. They have Marcus Mariota at quarterback. Just an overall struggle for this team. You have no real weapons. The defense is horrendous. It's a last place team. 3rd place, I have the Carolina Panthers. I am very high on Baker Mayfield. It hurt me a lot to see him suck the way he did last year, but I believe he's going to have a huge comeback year this year with the Panthers. Nothing incredible, but I believe he's going to show that he is still an NFL quarterback. Now moving to the 2nd place team in the NFC South, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, I know, I put Tom Brady in 2nd. Crazy. But this team is not as good as they were last year, mainly because of injuries to the offensive line and some losses to the defense. And some of these players are just getting too old. And that's nothing against Tom Brady. The wide receiver core is still there, but I believe they were not going to be able to get over the hump of this number 1 team. That being the New Orleans Saints, I believe will be winning the NFC South this year. I really like them. I like them a lot, actually. Chris Olave, I believe, is going to lead this offense. Michael Thomas stinks, and I believe he's going to be hurt again for another half year. But Chris Olave is going to do incredible things for this team this year, and I believe he's going to lead them to 1st place in this division with Jameis Winston. Moving to the NFC East, this one's going to hurt a lot. Starting with the 4th place team in the NFC East, I have the Washington Commanders. This team is a lot of what ifs. What if Carson Wentz can play good? What if this defense can turn it around? What if Chase Young is healthy? A lot of what ifs surrounding this team, and I am on the side that it's not going to go their way. Commanders, 4th place team in the NFC East. Moving to my 3rd place team in the NFC East, I have my New York Football Giants. I love Coach Dable. I think he's going to do amazing things, but I believe this year is going to be another kind of rebuilding year, get his stuff straightened out, have him and his Joe Shane get things worked out. Biggest question mark on this team is Daniel Jones. It always is. Right now, this ranking is based off the Daniel Jones that played last year. I have not seen anything that's make me think that he's going to blow up this year, even though he has every reason to. Offensive line has gotten so much better. The wide receiver core is amazing. He has no excuses. And just so much extreme doubt in Daniel Jones, and that's why I have the Giants as the third place team in the NFC East. Moving to that number 2 spot, I have the Dallas Cowboys. They traded away Amari Cooper, but CeeDee Lamb is that guy. I believe Dak is going to have a down year because last time he played without Amari Cooper, he was mid. He was a mid quarterback without Amari Cooper. And I know he does have CeeDee Lamb, and I believe he's going to have an incredible year. He is that guy, but I believe this team is just not going to be able to get over the hump of the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, Philly fans, I have you winning the division. I am not biased. I have you guys winning. I really like what they did this offseason. I thought they did some incredible things. Trading for A.J. Brown, drafting Jordan Davis. The defense is sick. The offense is sick. Jalen Hurts is going to have an incredible year. It honestly scares the shit out of me. This team is... yeah, they're the best team in the NFC East. They're going to win this division. Moving to the NFC West. Starting with 4th place, I have the Seattle Seahawks, who I believe will be the worst team in football this year. Your starting quarterback is Geno Smith, and your backup is Drew Lock. Defense is horrible. Your best player in offense is DK Metcalf. And Lord, I feel bad for him. He's just going to be stranded there for the next couple of years. But the Seattle Seahawks are horrible. They are horrendous, and they are the 4th place team in the NFC West. Moving to that 3rd place team, I have the Arizona Cardinals, who I believe are going to fall off the edge like they always do. They always do it. That second half is just horrendous for them. Kyler Murray starts off so hot, but he always falls off the cliff, and I believe that's going to happen again this year. Moving to the number 2 team on the NFC West board, I have the San Francisco Giants. Trey Lance, I am very high on. I think he's going to be incredible, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to win this division because the LA Rams have taken just no back steps since winning the Super Bowl. Their team is basically the same, maybe better, especially if they bring Odell back. Steven Stack, Cooper Kupp, one of the best wide receiver seasons we've ever seen. The defense is incredible. You have Bobby Wagner and Aaron Donald on the same team, and Jalen Ramsey. It's ridiculous. That team is so insanely stacked, and I believe they're winning the division again this year. Now we get to move to the AFC, and the AFC North is what we're starting with. Arguably one of the most stacked divisions in football, but my last place team, due to outside activities from the Browns starting quarterback, I do have the Browns being the last place team in this division. It's Deshaun Watson. Not having Deshaun Watson for 11 games is going to hurt this team so bad. It's really their whole season being thrown under the rug. And I don't think they care about it because then they get another 4 or 5 years with prime Deshaun Watson. Moving to the number 3 team in the AFC North, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. I like the Pittsburgh Steelers a lot this year, but it's just as simple as they're not as good as these other teams in the division. This division is so stacked, but Pittsburgh falls in that 3 place. Moving to my 2nd place team in the AFC North, it is the Baltimore Ravens. I am very, very excited to see what they can do this year with their team finally being healthy. I mean, some of the worst injuries I have seen by a team happened with them last year, and they are finally healthy. You finally have a healthy Lamar Jackson, you have a healthy J.K. Dobbins, and you have Rashad Bateman having a full year with Lamar Jackson. I am so excited to see what he can do with Lamar this year. I'm very, very high on Rashad Bateman having an incredible year this year. Moving to the 1st place team in the AFC North, it's the Cincinnati Bengals. If you were here last year, you know how insanely high I was on the Bengals. From the start of this season, I was so high on the Bengals. And once again, I had them here again. Joe Burrow is not the kind of person to just go to the Super Bowl and not rebound. That's not Burrow. And he's going to do it again this year. Cincinnati Bengals are winning this division easily. Moving to the AFC South, last place team, the Texans. I like Mills a lot. I do. But the rest of the team is absolutely garbage. I love the Derek Stingley pick, being an LSU guy, but this team is the last place team in the AFC South. Simple as that. Moving to the third place team in the South, though, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars, still rebuilding after a year that shouldn't even be considered a year. It was a mess. A dumpster fire of a season, if you ask me. Horrible. Trevor Lawrence had the worst possible start to a career I think you could have. You lose your number one running back that you're with all of college. Your head coach is a fucking dunce. It's a horrible start, and I believe we're going to start seeing some traction for Trevor Lawrence. I do not believe he's a bust at all. I think he's incredible. I believe he's going to have a great year this year. Show those people hating what he's really about, but they are our third place team this year. Moving to second place, I have the Tennessee Titans. I am low on them this year. I'm extremely low on the Titans this year. Derrick Henry is still going to have an incredible year, but I think the Tannehill era is coming to an end. This team, I'm not confident in them. I'm really not. Trading A.J. Brown really left a bad feeling in my stomach. I do love Treylon Burks. I think he's going to be incredible, but this team it's not the same as last year, and I believe they're not going to be able to win this year as much as we've seen in the past. That coming to the number one team in the AFC South this year for me is the Indianapolis Colts. I am very high on them. I think Matt Ryan's going to have a rebound year of all rebound years. I mean, finally gets behind a good offensive line for the first time in like 5 years, it feels like. Gets a good receiving core. Michael Pittman Jr. is going to have an incredible year. The defense for the Colts is amazing. They are winning this division for me. Moving to the AFC East, starting off with the last place team, I do have the Jets. I like the Jets a lot this year. I believe they're moving in the right direction. I love Zach Wilson, just like everyone else does, but this team, they're not there yet. I'll say that. I love Elijah Moore. I love Garrett Wilson. I love their defense. I think their defense is going to have a big year this year, but I don't believe they're there yet. I do see them winning some big games, like the Jets do every year. They always have that insane upset win. I think the Jets are going to be like that, but a little bit better. But moving to the third place team in this division, I do have the New England Patriots. The Patriots, I'm not sold on Mac Jones. I'm not sold on him. I have a lot of question marks about this team, especially with every other team in this division getting so much better. I have the Patriots finishing in third. Moving to the second place team in the AFC East, I have the Miami Dolphins. This is solely because the Dolphins have two of the biggest weapons you can ever have on a football field with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. I don't know how defenses are going to try and guard that, but the best of luck to you. Tua is going to have an incredible year just based off that, and I believe they're going to finish second in this division, meaning I do have the Buffalo Bills winning this division. I believe everyone is so extremely high on them. I believe everyone's going to think this is the Josh Allen MVP year. I don't. We'll get into that later. But this is a big year for the Bills. I believe they win this division. Moving to the AFC West, this is going to be a lot of hot takes in this division. I have Denver finishing last. I love Russell Wilson. I love him. But this division is so insanely stacked. And I'll go into that as I go because this is the big part. Third place, I have the Kansas City Chiefs finishing third in this division. I believe they're going to have a down year this year. I was this close to putting the Chiefs in last and the Broncos ahead of them. But it's Patrick Mahomes. I can't do that. Second place in this division, I have the LA Chargers. Justin Herbert's going to be incredible this year, but the Las Vegas Raiders are just flying under everyone's radar. They think they're going to have a good offense. They don't think the rest of the team is going to get them there. I'm big betting on the Raiders this year. I'm extremely high on them. The connection of Devontae Adams and Derek Carr, plus Hunter Renfrow, plus Darren Waller, It's incredible. Jonathan Abram is one of the best safeties in the league, and people just don't see it. I am so high on the Las Vegas Raiders, and they are winning this division. No doubt in my freaking mind. Let's go, Raiders. So those were my division predictions. I don't feel like anything's too out of pocket there. Maybe just the AFC West with that last division. But I believe everything else is very doable. Now I'm going to go over my wild card teams for this year. NFC wild card teams. I have the Bucks, San Francisco, and Green Bay. I kind of explained that in my predictions with them. All those teams are playoff teams, but they're not going to win the division. Moving to my AFC wild card teams, I have the Ravens, Dolphins, and the Chargers. All great teams that I think are going to do incredible this year, and of course make the playoffs. None of those teams are going to make it that far though, but I do believe they make the playoffs. That being said, my NFC Championship, I have the Vikings and the Rams. I told you I was high on the Vikings, and the Rams are still the same team they were last year. That is my NFC Championship matchup, and I do have the Vikings beating the Rams in the NFC Championship. Wait for the Super Bowl. Now we have the AFC Championship. I have Bengals versus Bills. If there's any doubt in your mind that I'm not picking the Bengals right now, I don't know what's wrong with you. I am riding the Bengals this year. It's happening again. The repeat to the Super Bowl. But this year, things are going to be different because it's Bengals versus the Vikings, and I have the Bengals winning it. Like I said, Joe Burrow's not the guy that let something like that happen to him and not rebound and not try and get it again. Joe Burrow is a dynasty-type player, and I believe he is the second coming of Tom Brady, and this year's really going to show it. That's my Super Bowl pick. Here are my position awards rankings. Offensive, defensive player of the year. I have Chris Olave winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. You heard me talk about how I thought he was going to be the guy in New Orleans. I am very high on him. I believe he's going to carry that offense this year. Chris Olave is going to have an incredible season this year and win Offensive Rookie of the Year. That being said, here's kind of the only biased thing you will hear from me, but I also believe it is so believable. Kayvon Thibodeau for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Thibodeau is going to thrive in New York. He is built for that environment, and I believe he's going to eat up these tackles this year. He is going to get so many sacks. I'm guessing 13 sacks this year for Kayvon Thibodeau. He's going to have a great year and win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Moving to Offensive Player of the Year, you heard me talk about him earlier, Justin Jefferson. I believe he's going to have one of the best wide receiver seasons we've ever seen, and he's going to win Offensive Player of the Year. Moving to Defensive Player of the Year, I know I was hating on the Cowboys earlier, but Micah Parsons. I saw incredible things from him last year, and those are not leaving anytime soon. Micah Parsons, I believe, is winning Defensive Player of the Year. We need someone else than Aaron Donald to win this award. For God's sake, Micah Parsons, please do it. My MVP this year, we all know who I'm going with this. Joey B, Joe Burrow. He's winning MVP this year, and I am going to be sitting on top of my throne when all these predictions go exactly as planned, and none of them fail, and nobody's going to laugh at me this year. I've been laughed at enough in the past week with my college football picks. Will not happen this year. Will not happen. Joe Burrow for MVP. You heard it here first. Those are my single award predictions. Player prediction awards. You get what I mean. Now moving on, we get to the fun part. My week 1 predictions. I'm excited. I did some thorough thinking and scientific work to get these answers for you guys, and you're going to listen to them and you're going to bet on them. Don't do that, actually. I would not bet on any of these games. Starting it off with Thursday Night Football to kick off the season. We get Bills versus the fucking Rams, man. I am pumped for this matchup. So very pumped, and I have the Bills winning this game. I'm so... It's going to be like a football orgasm. It's going to be amazing. I have the Bills winning this game. I believe it's going to be a 40... Do I want to give a score prediction? No, I don't. But I believe this final score is going to be 40, 50s, that range. I believe it's going to be won by a touchdown last minute by Josh Allen. Oh, this game's going to be amazing. Bills winning that one. Moving to the first game of Sunday, We have Saints versus Falcons, and Saints win. Simple as that. Falcons are not there. Saints are easily going to win this game. Moving to the next matchup, Cleveland versus Baker Mayfield. I mean the Panthers, but no, not really. This is Cleveland versus Baker Mayfield. If you've been living under a rock, you must have not seen Baker Mayfield's comments by where verbatim he said, "I'm going to fuck them up," referring to the Browns, the team that traded him this year, and absolutely just one of the worst handlings of dealing a player I've seen in a very long time. Told him he wasn't going to go anywhere, then openly said that they're trying to trade for Deshaun Watson. He finds out through tweets and social media, is not confronted by the GM or anybody in the organization. Just horrible. Did Baker so wrong. And if you think Baker Mayfield's not going to step onto that field holding his freaking crotch, sling 4 touchdowns, you are high as Aaron freaking Rodgers, man. Baker Mayfield's going to whoop Cleveland's ass this weekend. And I'm going to love it. Every fucking second of it. Moving to the next game, San Francisco versus the Bears. San Francisco win. Like I said, I was hating on the Bears earlier. The Bears are not good. San Francisco is. Trey Lance era has started, and they're going to start it off with a win. Moving to Pittsburgh versus the Bengals. If you think I'm not choosing the Bengals here, you're crazy, man. You're really crazy. Mitch Trubisky was just announced starting quarterback. I don't think it makes much of a difference either way. Bengals are winning this game. Moving to the next game, Philadelphia versus Detroit. I believe this game is very, very interesting because I am very high on Detroit, but I'm also very high on Philly. I'm being forced to like Philly. Not really. I just really like their team, even though I really shouldn't. Fuck you, Philly. But I believe Philly gets the win here, but I believe it's going to be a close game. I think Detroit's going to be, quote-unquote, biting off their kneecaps and trying to win this game. And I believe it's going to be an impressive football game, but I do believe Philadelphia will come out with the win. Colts versus Texans. Colts W. That's all I'm saying about that game. New England versus Miami. It's going to be another great game where I believe Miami gets their first win with Tyreek Hill. Oh, this game is going to be amazing. Bill Belichick is still amazing. I know I was not speaking highly of them, but that's just based because that division is very not in their favor right now. But I believe Miami gets this win. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. Miami win against the New England Patriots this weekend. Ravens versus Jets. Ravens W. Like I said, Ravens are finally healthy. This team is going to whoop the Jets' butt. I believe Zach Wilson is not going to be able to play. And I don't know who their starter is going to be yet. But yeah, regardless, Mike White could relive the past and go back to where he was throwing dimes last year, but it's not going to happen. Ravens win. Jacksonville versus Washington. I was very close to choosing Washington here, but then I realized that that's wrong, and I'm choosing Jacksonville here. I believe Trevor Lawrence is going to have a fantastic game, throw for around 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Etienne's going to have his first NFL game, which is crazy to say, even though he was drafted 2 years ago. But it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a very good game, even though these are 2 mediocre teams. But it's one of those games where, like, these are 2 mediocre teams on the same level that are going to compete hard. And I believe Jacksonville's going to come out with the win. New York Giants versus the Titans. I said I wasn't going to be biased, and I'm not being biased when I say this, but I believe the Giants will win this game. You know how I was talking about the Titans earlier. I'm not high on Tannehill. I believe this team has not had the same energy it has had in years past, and I believe the Giants match up with the Titans very, very well. I believe that pass rush is going to be able to get. If you do not know, I love Taylor Lewan. I love him, but in week 1s in past, he has absolutely sucked. So I expect Kayvon Thibodeau and Azeez Ojulari to eat that offensive line fucking up. I believe it's going to be a Giants upset win to start the year. I swear it's not going to be like this every week. I swear. I swear. Kansas City versus Arizona. This is going to be another great, great game. But like I said, Arizona always starts off so freaking hot until they blow it. But this is the beginning of the season. They're going to come out looking like a Super Bowl contender. Arizona win. They beat the Chiefs. Las Vegas versus Chargers. You heard me talking about them earlier. Las Vegas is winning this game, making a statement over the Chargers. I believe it's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. But I believe it's going to come down to a last-minute turnover by Herbert because Herbert is not afraid to sling the ball around. And I believe it's going to come out to a mistake. I don't know why I'm going with these in-depth predictions for the games. Las Vegas win. Moving on, Green Bay versus Vikings. Vikings win. You heard me talking about this earlier. I love Aaron Rodgers. But it's the Vikings here. Justin Jefferson's going to have like a 150-yard game. Again, with these predictions, but I feel it. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. Vikings W. Tampa Bay versus the Cowboys. Last year we had the same matchup. Tampa Bay won. I'm flipping the script. Cowboys are winning this game. I've been very lopsided on the Cowboys today. I'm sorry. But, yes, Cowboys win against Tampa Bay. Micah Parsons is going to eat that poor offensive lineup. Denver versus Seattle. The Russell Wilson return game. It's amazing that they didn't waste any time doing this. This is like week 1, you're back, man. Show them what they traded for. But, yeah. This is a Denver win. Like, 10 times out of 10, 100 times out of 100, maybe 1,000 times out of 1,000. Unless Russell just absolutely shits the bed. Yeah. Unless he shits the bed here, there's no way that Seattle wins. Absolutely no way. Denver win. And that closes out week 1 of the NFL season. I'm so hyped, guys. I'm so hyped, and I hope you are too. I really hope you are too. If you are not following me or Taylor's Cold Takes on any of our socials, good, because you missed a horrendous performance by me with my predictions this weekend. I went 1 for 6. LSU let me down. Notre Dame let me down. Oregon let me down. Were those bets probably not in my favor at all? Yeah. But Utah really upset me. Fucking Gators. Fucking. I'm going to use most of my college football picks on TikTok, so if you're not following us there, please go to our TikTok page, just Taylor's Cold Takes. We're making some views over there, guys. That the account's blowing up. Much appreciate a follow there to watch my college football picks. I will give you a little bit of a preview though. This week we do have Bama versus Texas. I'm very confident in my pick with that game. So go there to watch that. For this week 1, we're gonna solely just focus on NFL, and I'm excited, man. I really want to have a good year this year with my predictions, and man, I hope this goes in my favor. I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot. But thank you all so much for watching. If you did watch this whole video, I appreciate it so much. This video is gonna be about 28 minutes to 30 minutes, so I appreciate it a lot. If you haven't made it here, please, if you do, hitting the like button or subscribing, I would appreciate it so very much. Wait again until next week. We'll be back here again. Thank you for watching Season 2, Episode 1 of Taylor's Cold Takes. Thank you so much for watching.